Alright, so this is AQA English Language, Paper 1, Question 1. These are very, very quick tips. Now again, you should have done loads of examples of this. These are just things that kind of spring to mind whenever I'm thinking about how to answer these or how to teach my students how to answer them. Okay, right, so nice and quick, let's get started. Right, so always read the question. In this case, it'll be nice and simple. Read again the first part, the source, lines 1 to 9, list 4 things from this part of the text about the grounds of Mandalay. Now, when you read the whole thing, you'll realise Mandalay is a building. It's not talking about Mandalay itself, it's talking about the grounds of Mandalay. Notice as well, I've kind of zoomed in on just the section you're being asked to look at. Anything beyond that, no marks. Alright, so top tips. Don't underestimate this question. There are 4 marks available. It should take about 5 minutes. Now, because there's 4 marks, bear in mind that's half of what you would get for question 2, half you'll get for question 3. So there is skill involved. You must go to the exact location and read the question. Anything beyond those allocated lines, 1 to 9 for example, you ain't getting any marks. Keep all 4 of your points as different as possible just to be safe. For example, if it's describing a girl and it says she had long, dark, shiny hair, to me it's unlikely you'll get 3 marks for saying her hair was long, her hair was dark, her hair was shiny. Sometimes you might. It's up to examiner discretion a lot of the time, but just make sure you try and keep them as different as possible. As a general rule, there are 3 explicit in-your-face points and 1 is implicit. A lot of my top set students get 3 out of 4 and they wonder why. And that's because they're not looking for something that's being implied. For example, if a tear is rolling down her cheek, it's implied that she's sad or she's upset about something. You've got to work that one out. You can use quotations as answers. They're absolutely fine as long as they make sense. For example, read the question, then read your answer. Does the response make sense? If the question was, list 4 things about the house, and your answer is David Wheeler, that doesn't tell me anything about the house. You sound insane. Instead, you could put, it was built by David Wheeler, which will get you a mark. Obviously, just keep checking. And a lot of my top set students are so used to looking at kind of really detailed answers for everything, and they overcomplicate this. Go for literal answers, not figurative meanings. For example, her hair was black. Yep. Not she was a diamond. She was a diamond is a metaphor. You could, obviously if this was a question 2, you could go into what that means. Oh, she's shiny, precious, tough, all that type of stuff. You aren't going to get the mark there. Just be really, really clear. Okay, so I'll go back to the question, have a little look at that. And it says, for this part of the question, tell me 4 things about the grounds. Well, in the grounds, I've got things like the iron gates, has a driveway, the narrow track. You can always pause this and have a little go. If you are going to pause it, pause now. And here are your answers. Right then, again, driveway, surface of the driveway, fallen tree, it's overgrown. Everything is relating to that, all right? Now, it's not too complicated. Just make sure you read the question. Make sure you focus. Good luck. You can get this one, no bother.